everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called I Will Be Your Flame, Their Thoughts and Feelings. We're going to find out what your person is thinking and feeling about you in this reading today. We've got 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is represented by this card here, so focus in on the card if you will. And it is card number 12 called the Huntress. And it says, the Pleiades light my quest to be wild and free. The Huntress. If you're feeling the Huntress, you'll choose pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have the Diamond Star and Destiny. And it says, I focus on service and follow my higher purpose. If you're feeling this card, this is card 41. And it is called the Diamond Star. Okay. For pile number 3, we have the Empress of the Night. And here is card number 8. And it says, after the storm, I emerge a shiny new star, for pile number 3. So focus in on the energy. Take a deep breath, relax, and go to the description box below to choose your pile. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. Hoping you're having a wonderful day or evening. And for those of you who'd like to book a reading with me, details are in the description box below for how to do that. And if you'd like a personal natal chart reading with me, details are below. So I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell and begin with pile number 1. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Huntress. And your reading is called I Will Be Your Flame. And we are going to find out this person's thoughts and feelings towards you right now. Pile number 1. Okay. How is this person thinking and feeling about pile number 1 right now, please? I will be the flame. For the Huntress, for pile number 1, please. What is this person thinking and feeling about pile number 1? What are they thinking and feeling for pile number 1, please? Okay, pile number 1. We've got the 6 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Negotiations are looking up, give and take. Let's see what we've got here. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, we've got the 5 of Wands, we've got the 10 of Swords, everything is fine, and the 4 of Pentacles, okay. And this person feels that you are frustrated and tired of waiting for something right now, and that last time you guys spoke, you seemed a little disconnected from them, okay? And they are coming through to talk about their regret and the feminine, okay? That they've made you mad and they've frustrated you, okay? Pile number 1, we've got seeds in spring. Telling ourselves, like, if we just wait, everything's gonna be okay. And then we have healing the inner child. Okay, and I feel like this person is saying, don't worry, everything is going to be okay. And I feel like you guys are saying, the last time I talked to this person or saw this person, Natalie, I was not in a good place and I was pretending like everything was fine or everything was okay, but I was not okay. Okay, and I do feel like this person, they are regretting that they have upset you and that they, I mean, look at this energy. Look at the fierce feminine energy. Of course, we've got the Huntress in this pile, but look at this, right? Like her eyes are very, very determined. Like, don't make me regret giving you a second chance, or don't make me regret, don't make me regret my actions or how I'm feeling, or don't make me regret knowing you or getting involved with you. Don't make me regret that, because I'll tell you what, you don't want to be there when I get pissed off. All right. And this person's like, I truly feel bad. I truly regret that I like made you feel very frustrated and possibly alone as well. And, I get the feeling you guys are like, baby, I go after what I want. And, if I'm not getting it, then I will move on from that and return to what I know, which is myself, my life. And, with the Four of Pentacles, you're coming across as like unyielding, very strong, very together, very determined. And I feel like what you guys are saying is, Natalie, I'm focusing on my healing right now, and I'm focusing on what's in front of me. And, this person's like, I'm sorry that I acted like everything was fine when it was not. And maybe this is a thing between you two, pile number one, whereas people act like they're fine or people act like they're okay, but underneath it, they're not. All right. And underneath it, they're barely holding it together, but on the outside, everybody else. And I think this person is saying that you're a very strong fighter and that you're a very determined person and you don't give up on things, but you also get very frustrated sometimes when things are not going your way. And you can become very closed off when things have gotten to the point where you're fed up and you can't handle it anymore. Okay. And I feel like some of you are like, I'm working on that part of myself, Natalie. I'm working on not shutting down when I'm angry and when I'm upset and telling someone that everything is fine and everything is okay, when inside I don't feel that way. Okay. So I feel like this person has regretted the fact that they've upset you, and they've regretted the way that they've made you feel. Okay. And they may be a little bit afraid even as well, that they're like, I regret making you mad. I regret making you angry. I regret making you frustrated. And I feel some of you have been closing yourself off from this person. And and something could have happened around the springtime, okay? And that made you want to close yourself off from this person. I'm also getting something about somebody looking at somebody's story online or profile online or photos online and getting more pissed off. Like, oh, you didn't have time for me, but you have time for that. I see how you are. Like, I will reprioritize my own life then. Okay. And I feel like this person's like that you definitely seemed upset, or you definitely seemed mad about something, frustrated with something. Okay. And for some of you, this could be other areas of your life too that you've been mad or frustrated about, things at work, things with family members, just frustrating situations. And I feel like you guys are used to kind of handling things on your own and maybe acting like everything is fine when it's not fine. Okay. I'm also seeing somebody that has their nails painted black, or even like a mauve color or a tan color. Okay. And I am seeing a spider ring, or somebody that has a ring that looks like a spider. I'm also seeing a skull ring here and a dragon ring. All right. And I feel like some of you are saying, Natalie, when I was younger, I was very confident, and I like to go exploring, and I like to like try different things, and I loved to run around and play, and I loved being adventurous, and I loved being outdoors, and I liked to have a lot of fun, and I liked animals. And if you had a dog when you were younger, I loved my dog, and we'd go outdoors and things like this. And I feel like you guys have this side to you with the Huntress that is very like wild and free. But I also feel like mentally you've been very cooped up in your head, and like way too much in your head and cooped up with your feelings. And like you do need to get outdoors, or you do need to access that like wild and free part of yourself. But there's something about this situation that has been very frustrating. And, you know, with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like this, in the Ten of Swords, I feel like this person's like, you're not really giving me a whole lot to work with here. Like, you're not showing me too much, and you're not giving me too much to work with. Like, you know, I'm getting that energy of somebody like going up and talking to someone and their voice being kind of flat, or not really emotive, or kind of like, yeah, hi, how are you? Like that type of thing, or just messages that are sent back and forth that are just very blasé, or just silence, you know, just pure silence and not hearing from you. And then when they do hear from you, or you do say something to each other, it's very like blasé. It's not anything like, hey, how's it going? You know, it's very like shut down in a way, is what I feel. Okay. And perhaps, you know, some of you told this person, I need to take some time to work on myself, or they told you, hey, I need some time to go work on myself. And, you know, it's that whole thing of, well, I've heard that excuse before. Like, I'm going to go work on myself, right? And it's like, yeah, I've heard that excuse before. And I think they feel that you seem very frustrated with dating, and very frustrated with meeting people, and very like, you know, agitated with the process of like getting to know or opening up or things like that. And, you know, this person wanting to like get beneath the surface, regretting that they didn't get really a chance to see what seeds could spring forth from this, because you like are like, no, I don't want to anymore, that type of thing. Okay. And, you know, they feel like maybe you seemed very angry with them at one point, or very shut down and cold with them at one point, and that you generally just seem defensive or pissed off or angry about, you know, dating, getting to know someone in general. But I feel they also feel that they did something wrong, you know, regret, repression, like they feel they did do something wrong. And the whole thing is, though, is I don't know if they know exactly everything that they did wrong. And I feel that's very annoying to you guys, because you're like, it doesn't take a genius, Natalie, to figure out what this you know, for this person to figure out what, you know, what they did wrong. I feel like you guys are like, this person needs to like, they need to be not so mentally slow about everything. Like, it's not, it doesn't take a genius to see like why, you know, why I'm pissed. Of course I'm pissed, you know, but keep in mind, don't shoot the messenger, pile number one. I'm also like relaying their thoughts and feelings to you. And I do feel like they're kind of confused a little bit about like, you know, maybe why you were so mad or short or frustrated with them. And yeah, and something about this person like was giving you hope maybe for a minute, pile number one, or like, oh, this could be good, or this could be the seed of something good. But it's like, no, it's just another shithead or whatever, Ten of Swords. Like, it's just another, you know, BS situation or whatever. So interesting. But this person, they have regret for the repercussions of things. And they're like, shit, I think I did something wrong to like really piss you off. Okay. And we have, we've got expect an apology and the 6 of Cups. And so this person is like, you know, wanting to apologize and wanting to say, hey, like, sorry, you know, I am sorry. I am sorry, okay? But you know what sucks when people apologize and they don't really know what they're like apologizing for, or they don't really know what they're sorry for. Like that can be really agitating as well, because it's like, well, why are you saying sorry then? If you don't know what you're apologizing for, then you know, then why are you apologizing? Okay? I feel like you guys are like telling this person like don't be dumb like that, you know, like like if you're gonna apologize, then know what you're apologizing for, right? We have Blue Jay and intuition. You are encouraged to follow your feelings and intuition. This is a reminder that your personal power is in your own hands and that you're free to take flight anytime you find yourself in a situation that doesn't suit you anymore, okay? And, you know, we can like rage against the machine and fight and be frustrated with people and like be, you know, agitated with people. Or, you know, sometimes the simpler thing is to, you know, like listen to what the other person has to say. And if it makes sense and they're willing to talk, okay, fine. But if they're not, then sometimes we can get real worked up about things that are at the end of the day, like, you know, we can end up really working our own self up over the smallest of things sometimes, right? And so this is just saying if there's a situation that feels like raw sandpaper on your skin and it feels better just to let it go, then definitely pile number 1. But I feel like your intuition is telling you that this person might be wanting to apologize to you, or that there could potentially be a healing in this situation, or there could be something good here. And, you know, so maybe it's okay to just hold out for a little bit longer. Now, here's what I'm going to say with this 4 of Pentacles, pile number 1. If you've been holding out since springtime, okay, and I would count the beginning of spring as like April 1st, right? It's April, it's May, okay? We had April and May, now we're into June, and then we'll have July. So I feel like if something doesn't kind of get wrapped up in this by the end of July, then I kind of feel like, you know, maybe like for those of you that are still wanting to see what happens here, maybe give it till the end of July, and then if nothing, then no. That's just kind of like my side advice I'm giving here. We have the 9th house and seeking, okay? And this person seeking adventure, right? And I talked about you guys with adventure and traveling, and when you were younger, like exploring things and running around and getting into things, and this whole attitude of seeking out experiences that widen our perspectives in life, okay? And I kind of feel like this person's like, oh, you won't talk to me because like you've had more experiences than me in life, or you feel like you're better or something like that. Maybe some of you here have traveled and you have a good perspective on life, or you've done a lot of study or travel, but it's like, I'm not going to share anything with this person because they wouldn't really understand. Or, but I also feel like this person could be looking for somebody to have adventures with, or to travel with, or to, you know, take trips together, okay? And they would like to do stuff like that, okay? And, you know, this whole thing of I've traveled a long ways to find you is something that I'm kind of getting as well with the ninth house, or somebody being like, my intuition caused me to like say something to you and seek you out. And I feel like you're someone that could expand my horizons, and therefore, you know, you're a person that helps me. And it frustrates them because I feel like you won't really talk about your experiences that much, pile number one. I mean, maybe after a while you were not that open, or you didn't want to talk too much about your experience, but this person's trying to plant the seeds to be like, oh, well, maybe, you know, we could go here, we could go there, we could travel here, we could travel there. All right. And their intuition is telling them that you would be a good person to travel with. Like, you know, with the Four of Pentacles, you're very responsible and resourceful. Okay. And perhaps there's a part of you too that feels kind of stuck in your environment, and you're like, yeah, I would like to travel. And that's why it hurts so much that this person is like, you know, because we could have done some really fun traveling together, or we could have been planning some really fun trips together. We have Father. Wow. Okay. We have Father here. And Father, talent for creating and supporting light, being a positive guiding light within a unit of people, being a positive guiding light to other people. Okay, and for some of you here, perhaps you lost your father. At a younger age. All right. And you've had to like learn to stand up and do a lot of things on your own, and it's been frustrating at times because maybe people weren't taking you seriously, etc. Like all this stuff, okay? And this person may want to be a father someday, but they also want to travel, but they also could see themselves being a father someday too, okay? And, you know, there is a child here, so somebody's seeking a father for their child, or feeling like someone could be a good father for a child is also what I feel. Okay. And, you know, sometimes in our life, like people, like, I don't know, pile number one, are you seeking kind of a father figure in your life? I don't want to, like, I don't know, pile number one, what are you seeking, my loves? And I feel like this person is like, oh, you know, you act really tough, but I feel like you're seeking somebody that can take care of you and be there for you. Okay. And I don't know if you guys will like that, pile number one. I don't know if you'll like totally like that, but I feel like what they're saying is that their intuition is telling them that you're seeking like, you know, and maybe there was some thing that came up about that, and there was some discussion, and now somebody needs to apologize because of certain things that were said. Because I feel like the Five of Wands, you guys are like warriors and you stand on your own, and even when things get really hard, you manage to be really resourceful and take care of yourself. The Four of Pentacles, so kind of like insinuating that you can't do something alone may very well make you guys very angry, you know, but I also think that, or upset or frustrated. But for some of you here, there could be a lot of healing that is going on a psychological level when it comes to your father, or when it comes to the experience of losing a father or having a father, okay? And I feel like what you guys are saying is, oh, I've always had to hold it together on my own. You know, with the Four of Pentacles here and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, it was hard, but I always had to hold it together on my own. And I never really had that person that I felt that safe with. And so I had to be like my own father figure. And yeah, I got into a lot of adventures and I did a lot of different things, but I had to learn the hard way, is kind of what I feel here with this Seven of Pentacles and Five of Wands. To not keep fighting against things that are like frustrating, to keep fighting. We have direction, okay? And then we have the South Node and life's debts. Wow. Pile number one. The South Node in astrology definitely has something to do with, well, it's got to do with a lot of things, but it has a lot to do with wanting to find a more spiritual direction in life that doesn't necessarily have to do with material things. That has to do more with finding your spiritual center and your spiritual core. And of course, the South Node also has to do with debts from past lives and this lifetime. And there is a father, there is a healing connection with a father figure here. And some of you could have had a father that actually was not from the country that you're from, that moved to the country that you now live in, that was with your mother. And what I'm saying is your father could have been an immigrant, or your father could have been a person from another country. Okay, but there is some past life connection between you, your father, and this person that you came here for this reading for. Okay, and you know, wanting to go a more spiritual direction in life and wanting to be able to let go of things and wanting to be able to explore the deeper aspects of our intuition and our travel and education. And maybe some of you had a father that really wanted you to get an education, or this person wasn't able to have an education, or you weren't able to have an education, but there's something about your father. And again, pile number one, I just have to say, like, this could be completely separate from this reading. There is something coming through about the past with your father and with their journey in life, okay? Whether it was their journey from one country to another, whether it is about their educational opportunities in life, okay? When it comes to going after the things that you want and expanding your mind versus telling yourself, I'm okay where I'm at, when you're clearly not, or being that father figure who maintains where he's at but isn't happy with where he's at. And all of that frustration that gets built up through the generations comes out in our children, in our seedlings, the seeds, okay? And the frustration and the anger from prior generations coming through the genetic line. And perhaps your father was not happy with where he was at in life and wanted more for himself. Perhaps he was in situations or relationships that were not happy, where he was just maintaining the peace, but he was very mentally unhappy and challenged and frustrated by where he was at with certain things, and he really wanted to be somewhere else or doing some other thing, okay? And you know, this is about learning from the lessons of the past and learning about the frustration and the anger and the emotion, the mental overload that we tend to carry with us as we move into the next generation. Now, this reading wasn't really supposed to be about this, pile number one, but we are coming up on Father's Day, and there is somebody from your patriarchal line that is coming through loud and clear in this reading and wants to talk about your direction in life and the pain, the misery, the suffering that you've endured as you've tried to fight against the winds of life to kind of get to where you are, and how you've managed to hold everything together and maintain, much like your father did in some ways, okay? And but the level of frustration that has built up around that, okay? And I want to read this card about direction from this Urban Crow Oracle here for you guys. And again, this is a completely, you know, and sometimes readings are like that. They go a crazy direction. Here's direction. All right, they go out of control from a directions standpoint, okay? And, you know, direction, the South Node can sometimes be where we feel very lost, where we feel like we have no direction, okay? And some of you could have had a father that felt lost at times. Maybe they had money or materially successful, or there was good things that they had, but they were just maintaining and they didn't really like it. And there was sadness and suffering there about the direction of their life and the way that their life went in. And it says, each evening around dusk, hundreds of crows fly over my apartment on their way to the evening roost. They are not distracted by the sights and sounds of the city. Crows are focused on moving in one direction. When you know where you're going, it's easy to stay on the path. Direction brings clarity and creates a roadmap to success. Direction, and this is what I think, you know, is going on with this situation with this person, like no direction maybe, or no like idea of where things were going. Direction brings clarity and creates a roadmap. Direction is a call to find your North Star, your point on the map that represents your big goal, the destination that no roadside attraction can lure you away from. When you know exactly where you're going, you'll be able to stay focused. You'll be able to recognize when an opportunity is nothing more than a tempting diversion from your goal. When you pull the direction card, take time to see if you know where you are going. Do you see the path before you? The Huntress, okay? Do you know where you're going? Do you see the path before you? Pile number 1, interesting reading, I gotta say. I was not expecting that, my loves. And I hope you got some good information from the pile, though. I really do. And thank you so much to my hunters and huntresses that came to your reading. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. Take care, my friends. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the Diamond Star, and today's reading is called I Will Be Your Flame, Their Thoughts and Feelings. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading, my friends. And you chose the Diamond Star. Let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out what are this person's thoughts and feelings for pile number 2, please. Show me their thoughts and feelings for pile number 2, please. Here we go. Very nice, pile number 2. Ooh, the Prince of Wands. Hell yeah. I will be your flame. Wow. I'll be your sexy flame. That is like, I will be your hero, baby. All right. I will wipe away your pain. Okay. Ooh, that's sexy. Pile number 2. I like that. That's like, I'm stepping up to the plate. I will be the motherfucking flame. I carry all the flame with me. Pile number 2. Wow. Okay, we've got the universe and we've got the Fool. Wow. Huge. I've got everything you need right here. It's all within me. And you're like, but it's all within me. And it's like this magnet attracting you to one another. Okay? And some people may say that we lost our damn minds, but we haven't. We know where we're headed. We know where we're going. Interesting. We got the 5 of Wands. Oh my goodness. That came up in pile number 1 as well. And we've got the 6 of Swords. Okay, together we can overcome anything. Just have faith, just have optimism. Together we can overcome any hardships that befall us or fall upon our path, okay? Now, this person's a little chaotic, pile number 2. I'm not gonna lie, when you ask for a flame in your life, you got a motherfucking flame. Now, I do think this person may enjoy showing off, causing trouble, like in a cute way or in a charismatic way or in a funny way. And you may find that in this situation with this person, you kind of, I get the feeling you like watching this person because they are charismatic and funny, and they are silly, and they do like attention sometimes, and they do like to be a showstopper, and they do like to be like the middle and the center of everything, and sometimes they do cause trouble, okay? And I feel like what they're saying is, can you handle me? And you're like, I know how to, yeah, I can handle you. I know how to handle you. I know how to handle the snake. You know what I mean? I can handle your snake. That's fine. I got you. All right. And let's see what else. We have spy, watching, and inspecting. Yeah, again, this person wants to get your attention. Even if it is like a little bit of negative attention or a little bit of troublemaking, they want your attention. Now, pile number 2, you may be a little bit more mature than this person on a good day, is what I'm going to say. We've got truth and expression. This person has a way of, sometimes what they say may be a little inflammatory, or sometimes like this is a person who kind of blurts out what they think, or is very they're like, I got nothing to hide. Like they're very much like that. And I feel like they want to get your attention, and they want to make sure. Now, this is supposed to be their thoughts and feelings about you, but I also getting that this person can sometimes be a little egotistical in the way that they like the attention, or they want the attention on them, okay? Or they think they're really fun. They think that they're like naughty troublemakers. But with the 6 of Swords, it's like, I mean no harm. It was just a joke. It's just a funny thing. I just like, riling people up at times, okay? But they have a way of really riling people up. And, they definitely are trying to get your attention and get you to like watch them, okay? If they're in the center of the ring, like Britney Spears would say, all eyes on me in the center of a ring, just like a circus, okay? This person as the Fool is like the director of the circus, okay? And they're like, I want pile number 2, when I snap that whip, I want pile number 2 to like be like, whoa, I'm trying to impress pile number 2. I'm trying to, and they're a little of a shit talker too, because they're like, can you handle me? Can you handle this? Can you deal with all the riz and all the swag that I've got going on here? And you're like, whoa, like watching this person, you're like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot. Okay, but I also feel like this person is saying, you're one of the only people that can handle like the truth of me and handle who I am. And you're one of the only people that can kind of like deal with me and put up with me, even when I get into like, even when I am being like, socially like abrasive, even with the 5 of Wands, you're the person that kind of like smooths it over for me. Okay, because I do feel there is some social abrasiveness happening with this 5 of Wands, but with the 6 of Swords, everything kind of gets like smoothed over. And this person's like, it's like they're like a naughty podcaster, that type of thing. People who kind of say things for shock value, and who kind of like, insinuate things for shock value sometimes, and maybe sometimes are very blunt in the way that they are very truthful. And yeah, so anyway, pile number 2, we've got renewal and spark. Okay, the truth is that this person is trying to, you know how they say any attention is, for people that kind of need a lot of attention, any attention is good attention, even if it's negative attention. Okay, and this person really like watching you, they're watching to see if you're watching them. Do you know what I mean, pile number 2? They're watching to see if you are watching them. If there's, 10 other people in the room and they're up being a crazy performative goofball weirdo, maybe sometimes taking things too far, acting, somebody dares them to do something, they do it, right? They like the applause. They like to, and the Prince of Wands can be very athletic as well, and very like, competitive. And so they want, and the Five of Wands is definitely competitive. And so it's like, the knight in the center of the ring, like fighting off whatever. But at the same time, they're like, there could be other people in the room, but they're looking at you to see if you're watching them, is something that I'm getting here. We have memories and nostalgia. Okay, this is popping up under the 6 of Swords. And, there's something about the communication with you that when you guys are on a roll together, or when you're like talking and just hanging out and talking to each other, it's like they lose track of time. They're having fun. There could be like fights sometimes, but it also like gets smoothed out. And maybe you're the one that kind of is smoothing things out a lot, pile number 2, but there could be fights with the 5. But some people, they actually like that energy. They like a fight. They like to make up after the fight. And then they like to have, long conversations where they laugh at other people and share stories, And honestly, I feel like this person is saying, I have a lot of good memories of conversations we have, and I've got a lot of good memories of like funny things that we agreed on, funny things that we said, things that we would talk about like socially, art, music, writing, intellectual things, gossip, like whatever it is, weird stuff, or just talking about weird stuff that like they don't normally talk about with other people, and like you being like, yeah, you'll talk to me about all the weird stuff, and we always have good conversations. And they're kind of like memories, nostalgia. They're thinking about the vibes and the energy between you two, especially like the conversations, and how they would like to spark up something with you by just straight up coming and knocking on your door and being like, hey, I like you, what's up, like that type of energy. And and them trying to impress you, compete, especially like I said, if they're into sports or they like to compete with other people. They're like, remember all the time I whipped all those people's asses, stuff like that, pile number 2, stuff like that. Okay. And it's like, I don't know, there's something about this person. I can see why, like, you're like, damn, this person, they do act out sometimes, and they can be very much like needing attention, or saying things that they shouldn't be saying. But here's my thing with the World card, pile number 2. Is this exhausting for you in any way? And do you sometimes feel more mature than this person? And are you sometimes looking at this person, like watching what they're doing and saying, and like, what? And in this person's mind, they really think that the fighting wasn't that bad, or the things they said or did wasn't that bad, and that they could easily re-spark things, or easily like say things again, and it would just set things on the right course. okay? And I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's something about this person that kind of amuses you in a way, or they're not boring. You know, that's the thing I'll give them. They are definitely not boring to be around. And if you've been feeling like, oh, my life has been kind of boring and just kind of droll or whatever, and you like people that have a good amount of confidence and competitive spirit and a silver tongue, as they say, then I mean, yeah, I see where you're coming from, but also like it gets, it gets exhausting. We have quirky baby, be my lady. And again, this is people being goofy with each other, being silly with each other, being, but here's the thing. I feel like sometimes they minimize the things that they do and they say, but I feel like sometimes they do hurt with the Five of Wands. Like, I feel like sometimes the things that they say, like they smooth over them and just they're like, move on or whatever. But actually, sometimes some of the things that they say with the Five of Wands can be kind of out of pocket or be kind of mean or just not received well. Okay. And this person's like, I love being weird with you. Nobody gets our weirdness or our in jokes. Nobody like makes me laugh like you do. Nobody's funny like you are. Like we have all these inside jokes or we have all these funny little things between us. And, like being very quirky is very much like the Fool. Also, the Six of Swords can be very quirky as well. It's an Aquarius card, very quirky energy, making each other laugh, doing stupid shit to make each other laugh. Like, that's cool. I like the, making each other laugh and doing stupid shit to make each other laugh. That can be fun. Okay, but I also just feel like it's like this person takes it a little too far sometimes, okay? Like, we're literally not in an episode of the Hunger Games. They can take it down a notch, okay? They don't have to perform for the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? Pile number 2. We've got whale and communication, all right? And this person trying to do stuff to get a reaction from you, all right? And it says, you are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with your loved ones, okay? And, like if everything's a joke or if everything is like funny, haha, or everything is quirky or quips or lines or, people kind of telling the brutal truth about things, like sometimes a more sensitive aspect of communication can get lost in that. And, it's important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. I feel like this person has no problem like speaking truth. Like they really don't. Like they're very blunt. But the side that they need help with, I feel like, is like speaking with emotion and vulnerability and communication that like deepens connections rather than communication that is just like, and again, Mercury's in Gemini right now, pile number 2. So, there is a lot of that mercurial energy out there. It's squaring Saturn right now. Like, there's just some stuff going on, but like the need to have serious conversations or the need to go deeper in conversations. And I do feel like this person wants to have a deeper conversation with you. And I feel like they feel encouraged to tell you the truth about something or admit something to you, or tell you something like, I've been missing you, memories and nostalgia. I'm wondering if we can renew the spark, or has it been too difficult? You know what I mean? Is it too difficult, or can we renew the spark? Because I've got these memories that are circling around in my head. And, you're very like fun, irreverent, different, and quirky as well. And this person's like, can I be totally honest with you? Can I tell you like what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking? Okay. And we have Pluto in transformation. The thing is that if you guys renew the spark, there does need to be some big changes in this connection between like one person having fun and having all the center of attention. I mean, that's fine. But the thing I don't like sometimes is when you've got a person who's like really youthful and fun and energetic and disorganized at times and kind of all over the place at times. And then you've got the other partner who's more mature, more disciplined, more like kind of like taking care of things. And the other person's like all over the place and causing chaos. Like that is a very challenging Five of Wands type of energy. To like something about that experience needs to change between you two or it's not going to work. That's what I have to say here. Because this person needs to become more sensitive, open, and vulnerable with their communication. And you need to be given opportunities to not just watch this person or watch over this person or handle everything or deal with all the responsibilities of everything, but you need to be able to let yourself be weird, quirky, different, and unique, and let yourself not go and not always be like the one like holding everything together or the one that is always like having to be the that's a lot of burden for you to carry, pile number 2. Like, and I think you guys will gladly carry burden for the people that you love. I know that about you, pile number 2. I can feel it. But there is something deep within the communication and the energy between you two that does need to change, or it will not survive. And that is a very Plutonian thing where we are demanded to evolve something, and we're struggling hard to evolve something, but if we can't, it won't work, and so that's where we have to be really honest with ourselves about the dynamic. And so the Pluto represents personal power. It represents obsession, okay? And this person could be very obsessed with proving they're right about something or proving that they can, like, with the World card and the Fool, it's like something closes but something begins, but it begins and things have changed. And I feel for you guys, it is time to take back your own personal power in the situation as well. And the extremes and the intensity in the connection also have to be addressed as well. Okay, and that may have been part of the problem with the connection in the past is the extremes, okay? And when we have two people acting out extreme sides and in their respective roles, that's where things can get very hard and tension-filled, the Five of Wands, okay? It's like if we are going to renew and spark something up, there does need to be some deep changes that have taken place in you and me, okay? We have here Liberator. Wow. Okay. And Pluto is definitely a liberation energy, but freeing yourself, okay, a liberator frees yourself and others from outdated beliefs and releasing negative thought patterns, okay? Shadow attributes of the liberator are imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints, okay? And so, wanting to be free and liberate yourself from the memories of the past, which were very painful, and wanting to take those memories and take those difficult experiences and change them into something truthful and powerful and true. Now, this is a big, and for you guys in pile number 2, I do feel it's about liberating yourself from situations that have been very, manipulative. Is what I feel, pile number 2. For those of you that have fallen back into like patterns at times, like telling yourself something was better or not as bad than it actually was, and telling yourself, like kind of glossing over it with a big glossy pen, right? Like, oh, it wasn't that bad, right? Like minimizing things, you know. But I feel like what's really important is for you guys to trust your instincts towards your own survival and liberate yourself from any power dynamics which are not honoring of your spirit. Okay, pile number 2. So I think that that is really important when you're working with the energy of Pluto. It's powerful energy. It can definitely like burn your hands when you're handling it. Okay. But at the end of the day, like, you know, if somebody wants to liberate you from the pain of the past, just realize that you're the one that will liberate yourself. I feel pile number 2, not anybody else. And I do feel like you guys are focused on like your own power in a situation and managing that in a particular situation. Now, here's what I'm going to say though. If it takes all your energy and all your time to make sure that you're hanging on to your personal power and not sacrificing it for someone else, if it's that like intense, pile number 2, then I don't know. Like, I don't know how to really, like, I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like if somebody is, you know, people come along, they teach us lessons, they help us become stronger, better versions of ourselves. But at the same time, like, anyway, pile number 2, that's a lot of intensity. That is a lot of intensity tied to memories from the past, okay? So I just, you know, that's something sometimes we have to be a little careful with. We have 24 and illusion, and we have the 11th house of friends. Yeah, and this is like, oh, we can be friends. Like, that would be fine. We can be friends. Yeah, like, you know, this person, I know what they're all about. I know what's up with them. Yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're this. Yeah, they're that. But I mean, this is like sometimes we tell ourselves, like, now that I've transformed these energies in my life, I feel like I could go back and be friends with this person. I would say pile number 2, just be very careful with that, okay? Especially with this illusion card here, because it may be pointing to something deeper, that it's like, with the 5 of Wands and the Fool, that, you know, opening something back up again becomes painful and challenging, and telling ourselves like, oh no, we're friends, or those memories are actually better than they actually are. You just have to be careful with that, okay? If someone's trying to come back into your life under the guise of being your friend, I would just be cautious with that, is all I'm gonna say, pile number 2, okay? And here's this, I'm going to read this card of illusion here. It says, have you ever been absolutely positively 100% certain about a situation only to find the complete opposite is true, right? We're not friends. Something is going on underneath the surface, okay? During a reading, illusion may surface to help you uncover if you're clinging to a narrative that suits your feelings about a situation rather than the facts. For example, the person who spends their day angry that their email was not answered. They assume the recipient read it and ignored it. All that energy being upset and angry could have been avoided if they just realized that they themselves forgot to hit the send button. Illusion might appear if we are operating on false assumptions, or if we are in denial and do not want to accept the reality of a situation. When we double down or commit to the story we created in our minds, our actions and behaviors are a byproduct of what we want or assume to be true. If our assumptions are wrong, our actions and behavior may have negative consequences. Does your interpretation match reality, or are you acting on an illusion? Okay, so pile number 2, very interesting energy that I am getting for you. It's like telling ourselves, oh, I can be friends with this person, it's fine, when in actuality it's a lot deeper than that, Okay, with Pluto coming up here, it's a lot deeper than that. All right. And there is a lot of intensity here between you and this person, pile number 2. So that is what I am getting for you, my loves. And I hope that that reading resonated for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments on the reading. Thank you so much, pile number 2, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay. Let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Empress of the Night, and today's reading is called I Will Be Your Flame, Their Thoughts and Feelings. All right, pile number 3, let's go ahead and get into it. Hope you guys are doing well. To my Empresses of the Night that chose pile number 3, what is this person? What are they? What is their message? What are their thoughts and feelings? To pile number 3, what is this person's thoughts and feelings about pile number 3, please? What are their thoughts and feelings? I feel like this person does have a message for you too, pile number 3. So we shall see. What are their thoughts and feelings? If you're trying to get a message to pile number 3, now would be the time to this person. The 10 of Cups. Wow. Ooh, pile number 3. Okay, now let's see. We've got avoidance. Okay. We've got distance. We've got rejection and loss. And we've got remember and awakening. Wow, interesting. Okay, the Queen of Cups. Again, this person thinks you're very beautiful, sexy, deep eyes, mysterious eyes, gorgeous eyes, okay, like very mermaid-ish here, pile number 3, deep set eyes, gorgeous eyes. Maybe some of you look really beautiful in green or blue, okay. Avoiding feelings, the Queen of Cups and avoidance. We have the World card, okay? And this person's like, where have you been all of my life? I'm just getting that song by Rihanna. Where have you been all of my life? Okay, anyway, I can't sing. You guys know the song. We have the 2 of Cups. Ooh, wow. The 2 of Cups. All right, if I lost something so precious and so like close to my heart, that would be very, very painful. Oh, wow. Remember the 4 of Wands. Remember how we danced under the stars together? Remember how I held your hand in mine? Remember the way it felt when our fingers touched? Remember the moment when I first laid eyes on you? All right. And remember that day, that beautiful day that we spent together when my heart was fluttering and I held your hand in mine. Ooh, pile number 3. And, you know, maybe there has been some distance in this connection between you and this person. But let me tell you, the love is not lost, okay? And there is this person has very tender feelings towards you in their heart. Pile number 3 with the Queen of Cups. For those of you that are moms or parents, you know, they think that you're wonderful, responsible, mature, sexy, accomplished with the World card, okay? And, you know, you're someone that they could really think about growing old with, and somebody that they feel really understands their heart. Not only are you very sensitive, deep, caring, and empathic, but you're also very accomplished in the world as well. I'm seeing scorpionic energy here too, okay? and you're very like, they respect you. They want you to know that they respect you, and that's why they've left you alone, or they've left the distance there between you and them, because they, you know, they have that respect for you. Like, if that's what you want, then that's what, you know, but they feel very fragmented and lost without having you close. And they want nothing more than to see that you're happy and that you feel successful and accomplished in your life, and that you feel truly emotionally, and not just emotionally, but also like security wise, that you're taken care of. And they want you to understand the impact of the things that you two shared together and the conversations that you had that went really deep with them. With the Two of Cups here, feeling like they told you stuff that they would never really tell anyone else, okay? And that they have been like avoiding things and leaving things alone, to like respect the situation or respect what's been happening, but the love is still there. Like the love or the emotions or the respect, the feelings, the like, you know, like thinking that you're very beautiful and very like I do feel this person feels a lot of respect towards you and feels that you're a true quality person, the Queen of Cups in the World card, and that when they were with you, they always felt very seen and very loved by you, and that your love was perfect, your love was splendid, your love was like, there's nothing wrong with the love and who you are, and the emotions that came up between you two and were very real, very, very real, or the potential of those emotions to kind of grow and become something beautiful was definitely there. And you know, the whole energy with the Four of Wands of like wanting to show you off, or wanting to like show the world how beautiful you are, wanting to make you feel like an inspired queen or king, making like wanting to make you feel like it's your day, or that, and this is a person who is happy to let you shine and be yourself, you know. And in pile number 2, I wasn't really getting that, you know. I have to say pile number 2 is a completely different energy, and it was more about another person wanting to shine or being the center of attention. I'm not getting that with this pile, and I just have to tell you that because with the Ten of Cups here, I do feel like it's about being happy together, and I feel like this person is wanting to like show you off to friends or family, or show you off to the people that they care about. They're wanting to, you know, they've wanted all those things, and they want you to know that the relationship or the feelings that you guys shared with each other were not fake, okay? They're really insistent upon, that was the message earlier. I remember pile number 3 that I was saying, they want you to know that it was not fake, and the way they felt was not fake, and it wasn't just some, you know, they really saw you as the be all end all with the World card. They really saw you as a person, a quality person, who's a good person at heart. Queen of Cups, who cares about other people, who's protective and loving and nurturing and caring, and somebody who like really can get on their level and understand them. Two of Cups. And just, you know, ease and flow with the Four of Wands, like the ease and flow, and the whole thing of I will be your flame. Like the Four of Wands is Venus and Aries, and yeah, it is about those perfect moments when like that nobody can really take from us or steal from us, because at those moments when things were really like, you know, on fire, okay? And I feel like this person is saying, remember how you awakened my spirit. Remember how you like made me feel like alive again. Remember how like knowing you was a huge awakening for me. And they're saying they're feeling, they have definitely felt the fragmentation and the loss and the sense that their hands were tied with something or your hands were tied with something. And they get that there has been distance and a timeout, and they truly hope that you've been flourishing like on your own, or you've been really flourishing regardless, like with them or without them. They really want the best for you, and they really want you to know. They really, and they feel sad. I feel like, maybe you had to leave them behind, or, there is some sadness about things, and there has been some avoidance and stalemate energy going on between you and this person, and there has been a deep feeling of loss that they have felt too. And I really do feel like this person is saying, I hope that you're taking care of yourself, and I hope that you're feeling healing about things. Yeah, we have root chakra, the Four of Pentacles here, protection, patterns, habits, conservation, and stuck. Maybe some of you have been spending some alone time with yourself, pile number 3, and maybe you have been, avoiding talking to anyone else or dating anyone else, and it just doesn't sit right with you, or it doesn't feel right with you, and you've been kind of stuck in the feeling or stuck in the energy, okay? And this person's like, I've been avoiding it too because it's too painful. And there's something about being around you that is very like grounding for this person. It makes them feel like they're at home within themselves, and to not have that. I feel like this person is also avoiding places that you two would go together, or places that they would see you, or places that remind them of you, and like, or restaurants or places, or just anywhere. I feel this person like avoids those places because it's too hard for them to go there and like actually deal with it. We have elephant and forgiveness, okay? If you are feeling angry about a past issue, the elephant is asking you to look at the more vulnerable feelings behind that anger. You're being asked to forgive and be gentle with others. And I feel this is something you guys always do. You realize that human beings are very sensitive, and that, and I think you are, some of you may have scorpionic energy, or you may be attracted to that energy. Yeah, people say Scorpio has a difficult time letting go or forgetting things, but I also feel like scorpionic energy can have some of the most powerful transformational moments of letting go and forgiveness on the opposite end of that as well. Elephants have amazing memories, and they have an extremely high emotional IQ. And, this person is saying that like, you're very generous, empathic, loving, sensitive, psychic, and that you have like the ability to forgive and let go. And even in the distance between you and this person, there is forgiveness, there is completion, the World card, and there is forgiveness, even though it hurts. We have the 5th house here, and they said that they were always, like, this person is saying, I'm always happy when I'm with you. And, ever since not being around you, it's really hard for them to find pleasure in the things that they normally enjoy. And it's hard for them to find, a pleasure in like, going and doing fun things, or going out, or like, it's harder for them to laugh. It's harder for them to smile about things. okay? And, the fifth house has to do with performances, entertainment, creativity, play, love affairs, passion, pleasure, parties, okay? I just don't feel like going out anymore. I just don't feel like doing much anymore. Humor, children, romance, okay? The fifth house is truly a joyful house in astrology. It's a trine house. It's a beautiful house. It trines the ascendant. And, I feel like they're saying a sense of loss, or like, kind of like playing or talking or sharing like intimate things with each other. This has definitely been like tough, and maybe there's been a part of you too, pile number 3, that hasn't felt like doing a whole lot, hasn't been your usual like buoyant, hopeful, inspirational self. Because the loss hit pretty deep. And I feel like physically it will be hard for this person to give themselves to another person. I feel like they don't really want to, and that's not really what, I don't feel they really can, like sexually give themselves to anybody else, pile number 3, okay? And it, like, I don't know. I feel that for them, that isn't going to necessarily be that possible for them, and maybe you haven't felt like that either, okay? And we have rescuer. This person is saying you rescued me from like a lot of sadness and pain, and you showed me what it was to like have fun again, and to feel like young, and to feel free, and to feel good. Like you took me from the depths of hell and made me feel like hope again. You made me feel alive again. You made me feel that somebody really understands and sees me again. This person sees you as a rescuer, somebody that rescued them from something that, like you showed them that yes, there are still good people in the world. Yes, there are still people that can love you and care about you. And a rescuer provides strength and support to others in crisis, and acts out of love with no expectation of reward. This person's like, you rescued me from like, a sense that I would never like connect with someone that way, or I would never feel that way again. And you showed me that I absolutely have the ability to feel passion and pleasure and joy sexually as well. And I feel like this person is saying that you either trusted them a lot, or they trusted you a lot, or both of you trusted each other a lot. So it's hard to let go of that. Like once you build that with somebody, it's really hard to let go of that. I get it, because there is like a trust of like seeing somebody's more open and vulnerable side, and then still loving and celebrating the person anyway. Wow, pile number 3, okay? This person is saying you brought so much creativity and flow and passion back into my life again that I didn't even know I was missing. And I didn't even know that I didn't even realize that was like missing from my life. And you're the person that showed me like just how much I was missing in my life. Okay. And wow, pile number 3, we have exposed. Wow. Feeling very vulnerable and exposed in the situation. Okay. With you. And we have Capricorn energy here. So somebody could have moon, sun, moon, rising in Capricorn. Okay. And, the world card is very much Saturnian energy. And, I feel like this person is saying like, I kind of like just escaped into my work, or I've kind of just been focused on work and practical things instead of really like you're the only. And Capricorns can be like this, where they can be very choosy and picky about things and say no to a lot of things and have high standards, okay? not all Capricorns, but a lot of them, like picky, choosy, high standards for things. And sometimes like the moon is in fall in Capricorn. So that tells us something about the vulnerability of the moon is not that comfortable in Capricorn. And so that sense of being like very exposed and being kind of uncomfortable with it, but also like needing it or gravitating towards it. Okay, and I'm gonna read this exposed card right here, pile number 3. Okay, it says, alone and unprotected, the fledgling is vulnerable to attack. Exposed may indicate you are being thrust into the spotlight and potentially in a way that makes you feel exposed. As a result, you may feel helpless and fear possible criticism. Exposure may also point to an open and free opportunity for the taking, as there will be not much in the way of opposition. Yeah, like they couldn't see anything. There's nothing in the way of opposition. They couldn't really see anything wrong with you, or they can't really see anything wrong with you. And normally, I feel like this person does find a lot of other things wrong with someone, okay? And exposure speaks to the feelings that surface as a result of feeling vulnerable. Are you comfortable putting yourself out there? Does facing criticism cause you to freeze up? What opportunities have you possibly missed because of fear of being seen? Exposed may also present itself as a call to examine your situation more carefully as a piece of valuable information is becoming clearer. Something or someone may expose their flaws or weaknesses, and this may prove to be beneficial information in the future. Again, I feel like this is a person who can usually find all the flaws in the situation, and they may avoid relationships a lot because they can see all these flaws and weaknesses and things in people and relationships. But I feel like that really isn't the case with you. Now, it's not to say that I feel like this connection has exposed some of this person's weaknesses within themselves. You know, and sometimes Capricorn can be where we are rejecting or saying no to something that could be very beautiful because the timing is not right. And we're not ready and we feel very exposed. All right. And, you know, I feel like there is forgiveness in this situation between you and this person. I feel like it just sucks because there's this energy between you two of, well, but I don't want anything else, and I really don't want anyone else, and I really wouldn't trust myself to be as exposed with anyone else anyway, okay? And what can we learn from situations where our vulnerability is really exposed about who we are as people, and how can we use that information going forward, okay? And pile number 3, I want you to take this reading as a sign that you have a lot to bring to the table in relationships. When the timing is right and when the moment comes together, that you're going to have, I feel, a very awesome and healthy connection with someone when the timing is right and everything comes together and all of that, because I feel you have a lot to offer in relationship. And there are people in this world who will definitely appreciate what you have to offer. So I just want you to know that and believe that and understand that about yourself as well. Okay, so pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that that reading resonated for you all. I wish you a wonderful day or evening. Take care.